Now, let me give you one group not to choose. Are you ready? Here it is. Blanket statement. Don't choose the target group. Don't choose a niche group that has no money. And there's a lot of wonderful people out there, and I know that's what you were thinking. I want to help these people. I want to target those people. I want to target. Guess what? If they got no money, you'll be like them. No money. Now, if you want to contribute, if it's part of your mission to help certain groups of people, and I'm not going to mention specific groups, but there's certain groups that just seem to have no money, right? Because money's not. There's groups that are very, for example, spiritually based. Certain groups of spiritually based people have no money because they don't believe in the importance of money. So they believe in the importance of spirit over money. I believe in the importance of both. Yes? Yeah, why not embrace both? I'm here, I've got money in my life, I've got relationships in my life, I got kids in my life, I got fun in my life, I got recreation, and I've got spiritual, I've got it all. What's wrong with that? But certain groups of people don't believe that. So they've grown up with the conditioning that money is bad if you want to be a good and spiritual person, right? Don't sell them courses because they don't have any money to pay for them. So you know what you're going to end up with? A 3-day program that you're going to have to give away for $49, and it'll take them 3 months to pay for it. That's what's going to happen. Am I making any sense? Give me a high five and say, this is making sense to me. So now you're looking at me and going, Harv, you're such a prick. Look at you. You don't even want to help these people who need it and want it. No, listen closely. Do not make them your bread and butter. Help them and help them for gratis. Scholarship them in. Give it to them, but don't try and make your living from them. Make your living and your bread and butter with a group of people that can pay for what you've got and donate it to the other people. Does that make any sense? I've got another close friend. His name is Mitch Goldman. He is most likely the #1 vein surgeon in the world. He teaches it. He is in every major, conference, and he's the #1 guy, and he's standing ovation. The varicose vein stuff, right? #1 in the world. Every Thursday, every what? Thursday. He does freebies. He charges normally a leg, to do a leg for a woman, in the States, of course. He's in San Diego. Normally, a leg can cost $6,000 to $7,000. Okay, $6,000 to $7,000. The guy makes $50,000 to $60,000 a day. Good or good? And yet every Thursday, he does only freebies. If you're going to pay for your thing, you can't come in on a Thursday because he only does freebies. He works from 6 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, only freebies. And he does $40,000, $50,000 worth of legs free. So people who have big problems, and people that come from all over the world, sometimes they have to wait a year to get in, sometimes 2 years to get in. But this is how he gives back. Can you imagine him only dealing with those people? It wouldn't work. He would never be able to live and survive in order to be able to help the people. He'd last exactly 1 week in this business. And the same goes for you. If you don't make, forget decent, but good money in this business, you will quit. You'll do something else, and you won't be able to share your knowledge and contribution with other people. So what's the use of helping all these people who have no money if you can't help anybody else for very long? Does that make any sense whatsoever? Yes or yes? Yes. Make money in this business and then help other people as you can and as you want to. And don't charge them. Got it? Because you're tired like that. I got it. Okay. So now here's what I want you to understand. The idea here is, now you say, well, how do I know if a topic's going to work? There's only one way to know. Try it. Test it. You know one of the best things about this business? It costs hardly anything to put a program together. It costs a little bit of time and energy. And when we're done with you, you'll know how to put together a one-day program, that only has like about 30 minutes of information. Just like ours. No. I'm being a little facetious there. 30 minutes of information gives you about a 2-hour program. Okay? No, maybe you might need about an hour and a half of information, 2 hours of information, data, for a one-day program. Got it? And if it was more than that, you'd have a bad program. Understand what I'm saying? Because it's not the data that counts in the way we teach. Your data is secondary. It's what? Secondary. It's secondary. Tell somebody, please. Data is secondary. All right. So you try it out. You put it out there to people. You put it out there in front of rooms and you see your response. I'll give you an example. I was at Warrior Training in California. I thought about the idea of speed wealth, but I never put it together. I was doing a Warrior Training and there's 160 people in the room, and I was thinking about it. I was saying, should I put together this whole little package on how to make money quickly like I did and all that? I didn't have any program. I said, in the middle of the program, I said, how many of you would be interested in a program called Speed Wealth if I taught you how I made, how to go from 0 to millionaire in 2.5 years or less, the way I did it? And everybody's hand went up. Of course, that's a good thing, but the question is how many people are going to pay for that? At the end of the camp, it was very late, it ends late. It was actually, close to midnight. I said, you know what? I've decided to do this thing because so many of you put your hand up. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put some order forms in the back. If you want to sign up on your own after, and we let the whole thing go. It wasn't no big bookstore, nothing. It's I'm going to give it to you for pretty inexpensive. It's going to be $500 for you guys, a 3-day workshop that hands-on like that. I spent like 3 minutes at the whole talking about it. 121 people out of 160 registered for that course paid in full. That gave me a clue. People are interested in this. You test it. When I first came to Canada, I did 4 months in a row of previews. All right? I did Speed Wealth. The next month I did Speed Wealth for network marketers. The next month I did The Millionaire Mind. And the next month I did Breakthrough to Power. Why do you think I did 4 in a row? Exactly. I wanted to see A, which they came to, and B, which they bought from. What type of groups came each time? Yes or no? The winner of that was Millionaire Mind. How do you know? I'm still freaking doing it! You understand what I'm saying? Do I have other programs? Yeah, 12 of them. How come I don't do an evening like I don't do a warrior evening? It won't work. Nobody even wants to be a warrior until they know what it's all about. You understand? They want million. Well, they don't even know what it is. Million sounds good. I'll buy it. Is this making any sense whatsoever, yes or no? All right. So you test it. Testing is critical. All right? So put your hand on your chest, please, and say, I am willing to test different topics. I am willing to test different topics. Go to page number 2. It says outer-based elements. It gives you some of the major elements that are in high demand. And then go to page 3. And I'm going to ask you to fill out the rest of that questionnaire now based on the outer-based. So it's asking you, how can you combine your topic with some of the more in-demand subjects out there? And then it asks you how to apply your topic to a specific niche group or target markets. Again, if you have investing in land, what's a niche group you could go with? Realtors. Realtors, fine, but their realtors already have a lot of stuff around investing in land. Investors, what else? What group? No, what are you going to sell to environment? Lawyers, okay, what else? Professionals. Rich people. What about, you talked about women before. Is that a good market? Yes or no? Yes. Of course it is. By the way, anything for women is a good market. I'm not kidding you. Anything for women is a good market. Anything for men only, soft market. Soft market. The only thing men will buy is if it has something to do with lots of money. Bless you. Women will buy anything. No, as long as it's for women. You take exactly the same thing and you write down, okay, give me a topic. Yeah, okay, good. Train the trainer. That will do okay. If you say train the trainer for women, you'll make a fortune. Why? Because I don't know exactly why. Well, I do, but I don't want to say it. But it's never stopped me before, so I will. In my experience, in my what? Experience. This is not true. It's just an experience. Women like to feel special. They like to be singled out as women, and they like, in the old days, there was nothing for women. In the old days, women were put down, stay in the house, cook the meals, take care of the kids, don't come out, don't go in the workforce, you've got nothing to contribute. Those were the old days, yes or no? That's how society grew, yes? And so anything that for women, especially, women, quote unquote, flock to things for women. They like to feel special. They like to bond with each other. They like to feel that they have a mark in the world that this is for them. And it could be identical to the general public, but if you put the words for women only, and if you put the word only, you'll triple your sales. I mean, what guy is going to go to that? But if you put the word train the trainer for women, train the trainer, you'll get 20 people. Train the trainer for women, you'll get 100 people. If you're a guy, you'll get no people. If you're a guy teaching train the trainer for women, you won't get anybody. They won't come to see you because you're a guy. Now, you can try and buck the trend there, but you're going to have a hard time. Do you understand what I'm saying here? So don't buck that trend. Get a partner who's a woman. Understand? And have her teach train the trainer for women. If you put train the trainer for women only, you'll have 300 people. Got it? If you put train the trainer for women only, and a big star, absolutely no men allowed, you'll get 500 of them. Is this making any sense, yes or no? It makes no sense, but it works in real world, right? The tighter you make your niche, the better off. I'm doing a training for Macintosh users. No PC people allowed. You just tripled the number of people coming. Got it? People love to feel special, feel like they're in this group. And they love that. So go ahead and utilize that. All right, so go ahead right now. I want you to fill out page 3, all of page 3. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then there's a couple of other questions there about how you can help in general and some possible topics. So again, I want you to come up with at the end of that page 3 to 5, based on what we've talked about, possible topics based on what you did on the inner, what you're doing on the outer, and what kind of you could combine in such a way that could actually work in the real world. Go ahead and take about 5 minutes to answer that whole page. Go ahead and do that now, please. Don't worry right now if you're not 100% sure about your topic. Raise your hand if you're in that category right now. Yeah, most people are. Guess what? It doesn't matter. Why? Because as you proceed in your career, you're going to have lots of topics, and they'll be coming and going. Does that make any sense? It's just the way it is. So in other words, You don't have to be absolutely sure right now. What you do is you start with kind of a seed. Raise your hand if you have a bit of a seed, right? You start with kind of a seed, and it germinates. And you try it out there, and you start talking about it, and you're starting to put in some meat towards it, and you start doing it, and you go, this is great. This is amazing. And then you change the name to fit what you're doing on, and you go with it. Or you start doing it, you start working with it, and you go, this really sucks. I'm not even interested in this. What a crappy idea this was. I'm no passion to it. I can't even think of one thing to talk about with it. And so it's not right. You understand what I'm saying? So the only way you know is to put it out there and start working with it. And again, for the purposes of this program here, we're just revving up. And for the purposes of this program here, all you need is a model to work with. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be something you're going to be doing a year from now, 5 years from now, or even 10 years from now, or two weeks from now. It just needs to be a model that you're going to work with.